What's up, YouTube? Captain Spaulding here with yet another cigar video. This one's going to be a lot longer, a lot more in depth. I'm going to go over everything: how to find cigars at the best prices, where to get them, how to buy, what to buy, if you don't know where to start, if you're starting to pick up the hobby, some suggestions for brands, cigars to try. If you've smoked cigars before and you're looking for something a little stronger, I'm going to go over that stuff. I'm going to do this in a few different pieces and put it together, so if you're not into cigars, we'll see you later. But if you are, sit back, relax, maybe get yourself a cup of coffee or some spirits, grab a stogie. Welcome back. Alright, so the first thing you need to do, you want to start smoking cigars. And by the way, I'm going to smoke another one of these Legends because I really like them. And they are made by grail. EPC, for those of you in the know. So, the first thing you need to do is get yourself some catalogs. Why, you ask? Why would I get catalogs? Well, because it doesn't matter what company it is. Every catalog, here's one I got 2 days ago in the mail from Famous Smoke Shop. Now, I don't order from Famous. I've ordered from them before. They're a great company. Their prices are decent. They're average. The reason you need to get a catalog, I'm going to give you an example right now. If you look inside a catalog and you say, I'm kind of interested in smoking X number of cigars from this company. Hoyo de Monterrey. Here's a great company. They have everything from the lower end of medium range cigars all the way up to full Honduran, Nicaraguan, really good stuff. So, if you look in the magazine, you get yourself these magazines. Each one tells you the strength, what it's wrapped with, what it's made with, obviously the different sizes, which if you're just starting out, you really won't know what you're buying, but this is going to give you an idea. So, when I give you all these lists of different cigars to go look at and look for and be interested in, you can go check them out. So get online, order all these catalogs. I'm going to put a big listing of different places you can get catalogs from. Two of the bigger places I get is Cigars International. Most of you guys know about that. They sell some pipe stuff too. They're decent priced, very competitive. The other one is JR Cigar. They have what they call alternatives. They take a blend and they try to match it, and using the V cutter, they take a blend and they try to match it. They do a decent job. They average around $35. They're a bundle stick, so they use short filler tobacco. So let's talk about that for a second. Short filler tobacco. When they make cigars, they take big leaves of tobacco and they bunch them together and they put them in a mold. They put a binder around there and they put them in a mold. Well, first roll is in a binder. Well, then they put the wrapper on after that sets, and then they put a cap, and there's your cigar. Now, when they trim those cigars, they have excess tobacco. Little bits, little strips, little pieces. They can't make a big cigar out of it. It's not that long. But if they put all those together with a few pieces of long binder, you have a short filler cigar. Those usually cost around $1 a piece, on average. Liga Privada makes one from Drew Estate. This is made with 12 different short filler cigar pieces, different leaves. They actually lay each leaf out, each piece, and they separate each one into the different layers, and then they blend the cigar. So that's why these cigars are about $4 a piece, and they have a little pigtail, which is cool. Okay, let's get this thing cut. So, the V-cut, William 043, you mentioned you like torpedoes. You take your torpedo, stick it right through there. It's got a hole in it. It's just for that. It'll put a perfect V in your torpedo. If the draw is still too tight, you may need to take either a poker and go through it or cut it a little further back. So, how about we use your match today? Always let your sulfur burn off your matches. I don't care if you're lighting a pipe or a cigar. You don't want to smoke that shit. It's nasty. So you can toast the end. I already cut it. I don't go through that too much with not cutting it and lighting it. If I had a really fancy cigar, fine. So we covered short filler cigars. Get yourself some catalogs. Now, once you go through the catalogs and you start seeing what you're going to like, you're okay, maybe I'd like to try this or this or this. Well, you start looking at prices and you realize pretty quick that if you're going to buy a box of cigars, it's going to cost you $100, $75 on the lower end. I mean, I've got cigars before that, you know, $250, $350 a box for 20 sticks. That's a bit much. You're not smoking those every day, though. That's a special cigar. I like to age cigars. I put them in there and let them sit in a nice humidity-controlled environment. Which brings us to how to store your cigars in a humidor. These are gel crystals. They use PPG gel. I will show you what that is in a second, as soon as I get my stogie lit. Now, some of the short filler cigars are nothing more than a dog rocket with a wrapper on it. It's a turd from your yard that they wrapped up in a wrapper and put it in a fancy little package and said, here, we're going to give this to you at a discount. Well, that's great, but if you're not going to smoke them, if they taste like shit, you didn't really save yourself any money, right? So there's definitely a difference in some of them. Some people can't handle jar cigars. I think all their alternative cigars, a lot of them have a kind of a hay undertaste to them. If you don't like them, then don't smoke them. They're about $35 for a bundle of 20. For kicking around and just smoking, if you like to smoke 2-3 cigars a day, you can't be smoking cigars that cost $15 a piece unless you're a doctor. So those bundle sticks really break up your week. You can smoke one nice cigar on a night, you know, on a weekend or something as a fancy cigar, but then you can smoke bundle sticks all week in the car. You're out working in the yard, you know, you drop your cigar. That Lajero doesn't want to light in the middle. Okay. So let's get this solution. So this stuff you fill with PPG. You can buy it in a bottle from any of the companies. You put it in your humidor. It keeps the right humidity level. It's got polypropylene glycol, PPG. If they need more humidity, it adds humidity. If they've got too much, it takes it out. It's pretty much self-regulating. If you notice your cigars are getting too wet and you put it in there, take it out. You're not going to hurt it. The wood, the cedar that's inside your humidor will suck up some of that moisture, so it'll help regulate your cigars. You have to maintain them. You have to go in and check on them. You want to go in and squeeze them. If your cigar, when you squeeze it, it cracks. Guess what? It's too dry. It's not that you can't save it though. You have to do it slowly. You rotate it throughout your humidor, closer and closer to your humidification device. All right. So let's talk about Cigar Big real quick. This place has gotten thousands and thousands of my dollars. Why, you ask? One, it's like an addiction. You see stuff and it's such good prices you can't not bid. But the thing is, I bought this whole box of cigars. This is a Legend series from pt2. And yes, this is pretty full. That's it. I bought this box for $42. Now that box doesn't normally cost $42. It costs a lot more than that. So instead of buying shitty bundle sticks that taste like straw, I bought a whole box of sticks for under $3, $4 a stick, and I can smoke all day long and not feel guilty about it. let's go through some of the fancy cigars to suggest to some of you guys who are looking for medium to stronger cigars. The mild ones, you're going to look for things like Gispert, Arturo Fuente, Montesino. Once you get used to that, there's flavored cigars that Drew Estate makes, like Acid. I talked a lot of trash about Drew Estate and Acid cigars for a long time, and I only smoked Arturo Fuente. You want to talk about a cigar snob? I saw the light a few years back, and I have a ton of Arturo Fuente in my humidor, but when I reach for a cigar that I want a nice cigar, I usually reach for a Drew Estate, a Liga Privada, an Undercrown. That's probably one of my favorite. This is a Corona Viva. It's probably my favorite cigar. This size cigar, you need to know, every brand of cigars has all different sizes. And while the blend might be the same, you're going to get different concentrations of different parts of the leaves of the tobacco plant in the different sizes. So this big giant Churchill is going to be a lot different than if I bought this same cigar in a little tiny one like this. That's going to taste totally different. Sometimes you got to smoke through a brand, try them all, and see which one is the best. There's no other way, because my palate's going to be different than yours. What I think might be complete garbage, you might be like singing the praises of it. And that's happened more than once to me. Don't judge a cigar by the branding, by the label, by the box, or by the wrapper. Just because a wrapper is dark as night, doesn't mean it's going to be strong or a nicotine bomb that's going to punch you in the face if you haven't had a big meal or you're used to smoking a lot of stuff all day long. Now you'll get that little bite in the back of your throat, that little tickle. That's the strength of the spice coming out. You can have a complex, full-flavored cigar without the body that's so full with that nicotine. You don't have to have that. There's a lot of cigars out there that are like that, and I tend to lean towards them because I no longer smoke cigarettes. I quit that years ago. Excuse me, and I just don't enjoy having a buzz and a stomach ache while I'm trying to enjoy a nice cigar. So if you get up to some of the medium body you guys are looking for, things like St. Louis Ray, great stick. It's got just a little bit of spice on it. I don't think I've had one in the range that was bad. I've tried all the different sizes, from the little ones, the petites, all the way up to the giant Churchills. Really great cigar. These are kind of limited collected Arturo Fuente. Well, these three are from a Hemingway series. These are an awesome medium-bodied cigar. They're really, there's not a lot of nicotine in them. Just about anybody can pick one up and smoke it. It's very sweet. The Maduro is the darker wrapper. That adds a sweetness to your cigar. This other one is I believe it's a Rosado, but I'm not sure. It's a special edition. I've had it in there for too long, so I couldn't tell. All right, let's get to some stronger stuff. So as we go down the line, you work your way up into some bigger things. The Legends, it's not, I'd say this is middle of the road. It's kind of medium. It's not really full, I don't think, and I haven't smoked a cigar. The first one I had was the other day in the video, so it's been probably a month or two. Since I started smoking a pipe, I haven't picked up a cigar. This is the second one, because I really don't have the, I've always got a pipe in my hand. So here is an Arturo Fuente Opus X. These cigars are damn near impossible to find unless you live in a place that has tons and tons of Opus X dealers. If you sell Arturo Fuente in your tobacco store, you have to get a special license to sell these on top of your normal license. The most abundant of these is out in Vegas in their store, Casa Fuente. and they sell all the limited edition cigars out there. They have a room actually that you go in. It's locked with a iron gate that they let you in with these limited cigars. It's pretty neat. They have videos on YouTube about it if you ever want to do a tour without leaving your living room. It's pretty cool. But they sell cigars there that are $125 a stick without tax, just straight up. You can't get them anywhere but in that shop. That's why. So supply and demand. If you go there, pick some up, bring them home, you can sell them for more than what you paid, believe me. Alright, so next in line, these are awesome. These are definitely a full-bodied cigar. Do not let me confuse you. This one's got probably 8-9 years of age on it, so it's mellowed out a little bit. La Bamba 601. This is one of the strongest cigars in my humidor. Hands down. I haven't even smoked one because I'm letting them age for a few years. It's not worth me lighting up and then having to set it down because I got such a head rush I'm going to vomit. It doesn't look like much. It's unassuming, but I'll tell you what, it's not very dark. It's a normal Connecticut shade color, but I'll tell you what, my buddy who smokes cigars, cigarettes all day long, he likes a strong cigar, and he said that is right at the top of his nicotine class. So if that gives you an idea. Ligero will make a cigar very, very strong, very spicy. You get that burn. This is a Lito Gomez. It's a Dominican, but this is a powerhouse. This little guy is full of flavor and Ligero and all kinds of good stuff. You have to smoke those little cigars slower so you get the full range of flavor. Otherwise, they'll just be like a little firecracker in your mouth. They'll be so hot you'll just burn your tongue. It's like fired up a pipe and just chuffing on it. My favorite cigar, Corona Viva, I showed you that. And I don't really pay for daily smokes over $5 a stick. I don't. Just because I feel like $5 should be a cutoff. If I buy a special cigar, yes, I'll pay more for it. It's not a problem, but that's mainly a cigar I'm going to collect. Alright, here's a good chance I set this down to show you guys. You get an uneven burn, and you tap off your ash, you maybe set it down and went to the bathroom or came back or went and got a soda. You got distracted, either way. Just take your torch. You can do this with a match, but I prefer to do it with a torch. It gives you a much cleaner line. And just follow yourself a line right around it. This is called canoeing when it does this. You get like a tunnel effect on one side of your cigar. So turn it while you're smoking. I always turn my cigar, always rotate it, so that canoe will be on a different side every time, so the heat will rise and hit it and all that. And you'll get an even burn. Next up, I haven't had one of these. I only bought one, and I mainly bought it, I'm not going to lie, because I wanted to collect it for the wrapper. The band on it I think is absolutely gorgeous. It's a La Serena. This band is absolutely beautiful. And this lady's on Instagram. I think it's La Serena Cigars, if I'm not mistaken. She's a looker. Go check her out. Gotta love a chick who smokes a cigar. So, next up, La Duena, the little lady with the silhouette on the band. Very understated. It's a little bit darker. This was, I believe, Cigar of the Year in 2012 or 2013. I think it was 2012. It's been in my humidor since then. This is a different cigar experience than you will ever have if you can get your hands on one of these. It's phenomenal. It's not flavored or anything like that. It's just has a different sweetness than any cigar I've ever smoked. That's the only way I can describe it. If you can get your hands on one, that's where it's at. Oh, and you want to buy the Petit Lancero No. 7. That's the one. That's the cigar. The rest of the blend, it's good, it's okay, but it doesn't taste like this. Smoke it slow. Love life. My father, this is another cigar of the year, the Le Bijou 1922. This is a little stronger. It's got some nicotine behind it. A lot of flavor. Definitely eat a big full meal before you try and smoke that. Here's a new one that I haven't tried yet from Drew Estate, Nica Rustica. This cigar, just the smell is intoxicating. It's got what they call a shag foot on it. So they left it kind of bunched at the end, just twisted it, and that's it. It's got a pigtail cap on it. And it's dark. Oh, oily, delicious smelling. Might have that tonight, I don't know. I got a lot of pipe tobacco sitting out ready to smoke today, so got today and tomorrow off. So that's in the humidor for a little while. One of my all-time favorite cigars from Drew Estate. The Corona Viva is good and everything. The Liga Privada. Quick story behind that. The whole line of Liga Privada was started, and what was happening was they were smoking the T52s, which, here's a box from T52 right here. No, I only have one left. I smoked them all. The guys in the club got rid of them. They're beautiful boxes, just absolutely nuts. I use it for holding all my junk, cutters, things like that, cigar cutters, and they were smoking all the T52s, and they couldn't keep up. So they said, you guys got to figure something else out. The rollers. You guys are smoking too many of these, and we don't have enough for the people. So the blenders there, the rollers got together, and they came up with their own blend from the scraps they were cutting off of the other cigars. That is what ended up being these cigars, the Corona Vivas, which the guy tried it and he was like, what's that? It smells good. And he tried one and he's like, these are phenomenal. And they ended up becoming a production cigar. They were so good. They came out with this crazy pigtailed UF13. This is probably the most balanced cigar I've ever had in my life. I've had a lot of cigars, and it's really hard to get this. It's dark, it's a little stronger, but it's not so strong you eat a meal and you can't finish it. You really got to look at this cap to appreciate it, though. Oh, yeah. I got two of them left. L40. This is their Lancero. This is a favorite of mine. I got about half a box of these left. It's dark. It's definitely a little spicier. You got to smoke it slow, like I said. That blend. If you think about it, in a cigar that's a much bigger ring gauge, you've got all that filler tobacco in there to mix with the wrapper in that much space. Now, this is a 40 ring gauge, so it's real tiny. You only have that much tobacco and all that wrapper still that's going wrapping around that whole thing. So if you smoke this fast, it's just going to be a ball of fire. Slow down. That's what smoking a cigar or a pipe is all about. Enjoy life. My Uzi weighs a ton. These are the, I want to say plus 11s. I don't know. I bought a 5-pack of them just to throw in the humidor. I like the small ones, the bait fish. That was actually named after Jonathan Drew's dad, Bait Fish Larry, I think his name is. He's cool. Every once in a while, I'll email Jonathan Drew, and he'll email me back. He's a cool cat. I hope to meet up with him someday at a cigar event, but who knows if that'll ever happen. He follows me on Instagram. He always comments and stuff. He's cool. So I went over the box of Legends, the short filler. Here's another box of Unicos. This is the L40s. They really do a top shelf job with their boxes. You pay a little more for their cigars, but man, I had a few of them left. Alright, so You got, let's go back to Cigar Bid. So you get your catalogs. You go through there and you see all these cigars you'd be interested in. You find medium cigars, full cigars, whatever you're into. Cigars International, they own Cigar Bid. So everything that's in the Cigar Bid catalog on their website, and one time or another, will be on Cigar Bid. If it's not on this week, check next week. If it's not on next week, check the week after. I'm telling you, you will have a better shot at getting cigars that you would never think you could get for a third of the price. The trick is to bid during the week. Don't bid the shit right out of sight. You see something, don't get all excited and start clicking. Because not only did you bid it out for yourself, you bid it right up to the price that it would normally cost in the catalog, you bid it up for everyone else on there too. Because sometimes they have multiples of the same thing. So other people are trying to bid and trying to win at a lower price. Price gouging other people on there, you're not helping the community at all that way. So I look at it as, if you bid on something and somebody really wants it, they're going to bid you out a bid or two, back off. Wait another week, wait 2 weeks, till it comes back up. Bid on it again then. That's just the way I do it personally, just because I know what it's like when you've been trying for months and months and months to get something, and finally it comes down to the price you want to pay, because some yo-yo's always on there bidding the shit out of stuff. So that's a little bit of courtesy in my eyes. So find your stuff. They have ashtrays, like the stinky ashtrays. This is my little single. This was $10. It's all metal. You can't hurt it. I've got 2 4-stirrup ashtrays like that for the Cigar Club. And I've got a stand ashtray, which I actually bought for like 60 bucks. It was a $100 ashtray, and I didn't want to pay that for it. And I've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and it finally went up, and it went for a good price. So I said, I'm getting it. Same with the pipes. I bought that Nording for $43. That's a $100 Nording pipe easily. So if I got it and didn't like it, for 40 bucks, I could give it away, sell it to somebody, gift it. It doesn't matter. I won't feel bad about it. I won't cry. Same with a cigar. If I get a box of cigars or a pack of cigars that I really just, they weren't my thing, there's plenty of guys out there that are willing to trade cigars to try new stuff that have never tried. Some of the boutique brands get really expensive, Ashton, things like that. They're mild, they're very mild, but you're paying $13, $14, $15 a cigar. And in New York State, once you get up to the register, you're looking at another $4 a stick. The taxes are obscene here. So for me, the only real way is to go out of state, which I wouldn't mind going to Pennsylvania, since there's, you know, Boswell's is over there. But it's just the idea that you can save yourself a ton of money and stock your humidor. A $100 bill, you could stock a 300 count humidor without even trying. And you'd have so many different kinds of sticks to choose from, 5-packs and samplers and boxes of different things. So if you're looking to get into it, I think this is definitely the way to do it. Mild cigars, you really, Arturo Fuente is, they're nice and sweet. All their cigars across the board, you can't go wrong with them. Montesino is even lighter than the Arturo Fuente. I don't have any, but I want to talk about the Oliva cigars. Wow, they are some of the finest medium to full bodied cigars I've ever had. The Series O, the Series V is my favorite. Series V Lancero, that's probably my favorite in the line. It's a little flavor bomb. It's got a lot of spice to it. I like to have them at night when I get home from work, something like that. You gotta smoke it slow. Once again, it's a 38 ring gauge, real tiny. It's about 7 1/4 inches long. Awesome. Now you guys noticed I straightened out my cigar. If you put your cigar down and it goes out, let's talk about relighting. Some people freak out. Oh my God. They'll smoke a cigar and you'll get down to a specific point and it'll go out on its own. This just happens, whether it's an air pocket in there. Sometimes the cigar gets bitter. Something you can do to try and save it is blow through your cigar. Just blow out the end, just a little bit. You ain't got to blow fucking ash everywhere. Just blow out the end. Get some of that, whatever's making it taste sour or acrid, out of there. Same thing when you relight. If you leave your cigar, sometimes I'll leave a cigar at night. I won't smoke the whole thing. I'll smoke the rest of it in the morning for breakfast. Oh my God, don't do that. Well, if you're smoking a $1 short filler cigar, what does it matter? It's not a $15, you know, fine hand rolled masterpiece. It was a $1 short filler dog turd from the yard. You know, it's just something you're gonna beat around with. So if I put it in the ashtray and it doesn't taste like, you know, Mica rustica or something, well, so be it. When you light it, when you relight, you need to take all the char off the end of that. You get one of those ashtrays that people use, the black ones that have the little things for cigars and cigarettes in them. You take that little thing and just knock off all the little charred tobacco on the end of that. Something else you can do, a lot of guys I see do it, they take their cutter and they'll open it up and they'll put the cigar in there right up until just after it got where it burned, and they'll cut it off. So you start with fresh tobacco on the end. That helps a lot. But when you relight, do the same thing. You know, light the end of the cigar, toast the foot, and then once it gets lit, just blow through it a little bit before you suck through it real hard. And it'll get any of that nasty taste. I'm not going to say it's going to get rid of all of it, because anytime you relight a cigar that's been sitting overnight, you're going to get that. But as far as if you just relight it the same, you know, within an hour or two or something like that, it's not going to hurt it none. You know, if you were smoking a $20 cigar, chances are you made time for that $20 cigar, and you're going to have time to finish it, so you're not going to mess with it. But for guys that like to get every dollar out of their cigar smoking experience, that maybe you don't have time or you get too tired, you don't want to finish it the next day. You know, I used to leave cigars in my truck in my cigar bobkin, and I'd pull them out.